And we're joined now by our guy, Martie Cordaro, president of the Omaha Storm Chasers. Marty, what's going on, buddy?
Ravi, good morning. How's everyone doing?
Good. Are you only calling Ravi by name because he spoke first, or is there something you want to get off
Oh,
your chest?
oh, DB's there too. Oh, okay. Hey, what's up?
Hey, I was gonna ask it the other way, but since I'm gonna match your energy for if kids eat free and you and I went to come eat together, man, who would be the one eating free? Me or you?
Both of us. I think both of us actually. I don't think either of us can run from that moniker on most days. So
Hey, it just seems like you caught your breath with soccer. Are you ready? Like, are you ready?
heck
Ready?
yeah, heck
What?
yeah, we are. I was asked yesterday. What's new? I think energy is my word of this year. That's what's new in the ballpark. The transition from Alliance Baseball to Diamond Baseball Holdings happened fairly late as it relates to planning for an upcoming season. We start planning for the season August 1st ish, and the sale didn't happen September, officially closed in October. So, a lot of what you're going to see new relative to DBH or any material things in the ballpark are going to happen in 26. So this year is more
Mm.
about new energy, new outlook, new sales techniques, approaches, re-engaging with certain fans, past fans, and new and different promotions. So yeah, energy would be my outlook for 2025.
Okay, you've done this. You're super experienced, and good or bad, the seasons change in AAA just because the rosters are so fluid. But you're
Yeah.
ultra competitive. How do you not, or or do you resist the urge to try to go back and get what the magic from a year ago, right? You know what it's like. You've been there before. Can you really say, "Oh, new year, new vibe," or are you deep down like, "Man, let's go try to make another run at this thing"?
Well, absolutely, we want to win again. I mean, look, there's no competitor that would answer that question any other way if they're truly a competitor. And while we don't have direct impact on what happens, on the diamond, I was visiting with Mitch Meyer last night with the Royals, and it was great to see the Royals win the way they did yesterday. But more importantly, Chris Bubich, through six shutout innings as
Yeah,
he
the
did,
the
and
Brewers
that
are bad, MC.
well,
That's a bad baseball team.
Well, they are, and I'm not specifically talking about the opponent, but what I am talking about is the depth in the Royal system now.
Mm.
For Bubic to step into Singer's spot means there's depth throughout the system. So whether it's AAA, AA on down, the Royals expect all of their clubs to be competitive. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to win back-to-back international league championships, although that'd be quite nice. But 20 of our roster played on our club at some point last year to start this year.
Yeah.
It's a lot of experience that Jersh brings back, and a lot of players that are still hungry for their first cup of coffee, their first chance in the big league. So look, I'm optimistic on the diamond as well as what we talked about, off the diamond with the front office staff.
I'm loving this digital platform primarily because of the informational highway that happens during breaks now. I feel like I learned something new about what we're doing. And we just heard Anna talking with Noah Cameron before we brought you on, and he talked about replicating and the new experiences and what he's learned from last year to this year coming off the 3-2 record. Jersh is so experienced and he's so savvy, MC. How much can or do you reference last year with said 20 bodies that you just mentioned?
Yeah, look, I think Jersh turns the page much
It's
like us
just his
on
personality,
the
right?
business side. It is. It
Yeah.
is because it's the what have you done for me lately? Even yesterday doesn't matter. Now it's about today, and I think any successful baseball player or team has to have that approach, whether it's 162 in the bigs or it's 150 at AAA. You have to be able to turn that page. It's a lot different when you're talking about a 12 or 13 game, 16 game, 17 game football schedule. Each of those games maybe means a little more than 150, but at the end of the year, there could be one of the 150 that did you in. So you really have to focus on today and not yesterday.
Mm.
Mm. Marty, I know DB's all dialed in on the baseball part. I'm really just there for the fun and the vibes. So I know you guys do an incredible job with the promotions and fun things to get people out to the park. Do you have like a low key one that you're super? I know you're a big Star Wars guy, so you always like Star Wars night and those ones. But is there one kind of like below the radar you're sort of looking forward to?
Yeah, yes. There are three specific promotions. When we got to the end of last year and we got our fan surveys back again, way before the transition of the sale, when we started digging into our game times and promotions, there's three specific ones. One, we're speaking to a younger audience. We had kind of gotten away from that for 5 or 6 years. So we're bringing out Bluey and Bingo.
Okay.
I don't know anything about Bluey, but I'm learning. And for those parents that may be listening, we have VIP opportunities. They're already almost sold out, and it's June 6th. So those tickets are going well. And then, go ahead.
Can I just say something, MC? As God is my witness,
Sure.
and you can call our house anytime. The show that Zoe watches every morning when she gets out of the tub is this goddamn Bluey. The first thing that the first thing that I said to her is, and she has no real recollection, but I'm going back to like Caleb and Micah with Peppa the Pig. I'm like, do any of these cartoon dogs and pigs not have accents? Like, what are we doing? And she looks at me. She's terrified. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Can you pass the remote control?
That's hilarious.
Oh, Marty, this thing it's in our house every day, every morning. I'm looking at Bluey in this crazy family.
Sounds like you need to go
Sounds
out.
like where I know you'll be. June 6th. You'll be at the ballpark.
I can't believe I got to send the screenshot. Anyway, I'm sorry. What's number two? What's number two?
What are the other two?
You mentioned Star Wars. That's too low-hanging fruit. So I'm going to go Harry Potter. It's been a while since we've done that.
Ooh, okay.
And it's kind of made a resurgence. And there's an opportunity to get a different scarf from each of the 4 different houses. And there's a whole production related to that. So fans can check that out on our website, promotional calendar. And then NASCAR night. We got a partnership with Kansas Speedway for the first time in about 10 years. And that's going to be later in the year, obviously promoting their race in the fall. So, those are three promotions outside of fireworks and outside of we're doing an Alex Gordon bobblehead. Just happened to be the year that he gets elected to the Royals Hall of Fame, a Bobby Witt Jr. bobblehead. So there's a lot. There's a lot of fun in addition to bring your dog to the park night, every Wednesday night game. And, of course, on May 1st, we're doing Take Me Out one more time.
All right. You think you're slick. I know you. This Harry Potter deal with the scarves, at what point did you think, oh, this is what they do in soccer? Everybody's got a scarf. Was there any intentional overlap there with the whole scarf thing?
You'd have to ask Alex and Alvin and Katie, our promotions team. I'm going to defer to them. No, seriously, I guess there could have been. But I think it's more about pop culture wise. Where have we lacked the last 3 or 4 years?
I already mentioned like Noah Cameron and obviously with Cordaro, you got, I don't know, Blake Mitchell, obviously Caglione's the big one. How many of these guys are you secretly like, man, just a couple of, let's skip the whole the double A to the majors. I get it, but how many of these guys quietly with what's going on? I think Jack's still in Quad Cities with Blake, but how much do you deep down are hoping that these guys at least get a brief look?
Oh, I don't want a brief look. I want them here for 2 or 3 months. I mean, look, no, I mean, and I tell you, we got our 3 months of Bobby Witt Jr., but it was 2021. That was disappointing from the standpoint that there were still restrictions from New York that didn't allow us to take Bobby to Children's Hospital, get him out in the community to do autograph signings. And he's such a dynamic community guy, and now he's the face of play ball for Major League. So I tell you that because that's really why we want them here. Yes, do we want to see them perform on the field and on the diamond? Absolutely. But the Royals have good players, good people, in addition to being good players in the system. And we want, them to spend time in Omaha, see how great this community is, and to give back as our front office does. So, yeah, it'd be great when Jag does make a stop here, after Double-A. Who knows when that's going to be, but the same can be said, as you mentioned, Blake Mitchell. The same can be said for Jensen. The same can be said for Gavin Cross and on down the line. So, yeah, we're excited whenever they do, whether it's a week or whether it's a month or 3 months. We're excited to have them here.
Yeah, no disrespect to Gavin. I tell you that Northwest Arc that they must be loaded up there in Double-A because they got some talent from the Royals organization. There's a lot of guys with the Naturals.
Yeah, they do. I mean, look, when you have 20 players back at the AAA level, there weren't a lot of open roster spots for upward movement coming out of spring breaking camp. So, yeah, there's a lot of talent there as well.
Martie,
not a bad problem to have when you're trying to repeat, man. To the victor goes the spoils, my man.
I need you to get that exit velo machine up and cranking for when Jack comes to town. All right. That's all.
We're ready.
That's all I need. I just need to see like 110 off the bat. That's all I'm looking for.
That might be low.
Yeah, we're ready.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it, Martie.
MC.
We'll see you out at the ballpark.
Yeah, first pitch tonight, 6:35. Hope everybody out. Thanks, guys.
Weather permitting. Let's do it, Marty.